Have you ever wondered what truly happens behind closed doors when the biggest K-pop idol of a generation dares to shake the foundations of the very company that made him? Imagine the moment when Jungkook, BTS's golden maknae, the voice that carried millions through heartbreak and jubilation, stares down an agency with 11 years of history in one hand and his future in the other. As his military discharge draws near, one question hangs in the air heavier than any before. Will Jungkook finally put pen to paper on that new BIGHIT contract? Or is this the shockwave that heralds the end of an era? The news broke quietly at first, rippling through fan cafes and industry circles like a tremor before an earthquake. Insiders confirmed what no one wanted to believe. As of today's date, Jungkook has not signed, or even formally agreed to, the long-rumored contract extension with BIGHIT Music. With just weeks remaining until his mandatory service concludes, the silence is deafening. No official statements have been issued by HYB, no glossy photo ops arranged, no teases on social media. Instead, we find ourselves at the precipice of uncertainty, gripped by the same suspense reserved for global political dramas or blockbuster thriller finales. Could this be a personal turning point for the artist we've watched grow up since 2013? Or is it the opening move in a tense standoff between Jungkook and his label? According to one anonymous source close to the agency, Jungkook is not rejecting BIGHIT, he's rejecting being rushed. He's spent these past months in service reflecting on what he truly wants. Those words hint at a deeper story, a superstar who, after sculpting the soundtrack of an entire generation, now demands agency over his own narrative. Rumors swirl of a massive solo project scheduled for late 2025, sprawling world tours, collaborations with global brands, even a Netflix documentary that would chronicle Jungkook's journey from trainee to titan. Such plans would cement his status as a solo powerhouse, but they would also tether him to an unrelenting promotional machine. Is HYB insisting on a multi-year, all-encompassing contract simply to safeguard its investments? Or is there a genuine fear that Jungkook's star might eclipse the BTS brand itself? Fans have watched in awe and trepidation as their idol navigates this crossroads. On one hand, there are whispers of a creative rebirth. Some speculate that Jungkook might channel his experiences into an indie album, raw, self-produced, untethered by corporate oversight. On the other, there are darker suggestions that this delay could fracture the group's carefully orchestrated comeback plans, sparking BTS comeback rumors that many hope will never materialize into the dreaded goodbye headlines. Evidence of the tension surfaced when eagle-eyed ARMY members spotted fellow BTS member Park Jimin making an unscheduled visit to HYB's private offices during Jungkook's contract lull. Was Jimin summoned to lend moral support? To mediate? Or was this a strategic gesture by HYB to present a united front, subtly reminding Jungkook that BTS is more than an individual, it's a collective heartbeat? No one knows for sure, but the mere sight of Jimin's presence fueled fan theories into overdrive. Yet amid the speculation, Jungkook's own silence resonates as perhaps the loudest statement of all. A generation grew up to his vocals, cheered at his dance breaks, and felt every lyric as if it were written for them. Now, at 28 years old, he stands at the threshold of a new chapter, one that may not follow the script HYB has long rehearsed. Could he be reimagining his future plans to include directing or choreography, stepping behind the scenes rather than center stage? Or is he simply seeking the freedom to pause, to travel, to rediscover the man behind the persona? This saga underscores a larger truth about the K-pop industry in 2025. The balance of power is shifting. While agencies once held all the keys, idols like Jungkook, armed with global influence and a fiercely loyal fanbase, now wield unprecedented leverage. BIGHIT's insistence on momentum may clash with Jungkook's quest for peace, but it also highlights the company's high-stakes gamble. Maintain the status quo or risk losing the very talent that redefined music history. With his discharge just under 30 days away, the countdown has begun, and with it, the world watches, breath held, awaiting Jungkook's next move. Will he recommit himself to BIGHIT's grand vision, signing on the dotted line and stepping into the next BTS comeback chapter? Or will he forge his own path, leaving fans to wonder if this is indeed the end of an era or the thrilling prologue to a new legacy? Stay tuned, because in the saga of Jungkook and BIGHIT music, the next twist is always just a heartbeat away, and one thing is certain: the silence before the signature is more electric than any chart-topping comeback. In the hushed corridors of HYB's Seoul headquarters, whispers of Jungkook BTS military discharge and Jungkook BIGHIT contract issues have become the unspoken mantra of every executive and talent manager. Behind closed doors, the atmosphere is electric, an intoxicating blend of anticipation and unease. Just imagine, within a single office suite, lawyers pore over clause after clause, debating the merits of a 3-year extension versus a 1-year trial period. Creative directors tussle over concept boards that feature Jungkook leading a record-shattering world tour, while his longtime choreographer argues for a more subdued return, one that allows the idol to ease back into the spotlight. But what happens when ambition collides with personal desire? Sources close to Jungkook's inner circle insist that his priorities have shifted dramatically since entering the military. The rigorous routine of basic training, the camaraderie of service alongside peers from every walk of life, and the rare moments of solitude have all contributed to a profound reevaluation of his goals. He's seen things most idols never will, one confidant revealed. Now he's asking, do I want to be a cog in the K-pop machine, or do I want to be the architect of my own destiny? This existential inquiry strikes at the heart of the modern K-pop narrative. In an industry still defined by its relentless pace, where BTS comeback rumors can ignite global headlines overnight, Jungkook's hesitation is nothing short of revolutionary. Analysts point out that while BTS has always been synonymous with high-octane production and packed schedules, the boys have quietly begun to challenge this paradigm. Just look at Suga's foray into producing other artists, or RM's solo exhibitions. Now, Jungkook appears poised to take the next bold step, potentially reshaping the blueprint for idol trajectories in 2025 and beyond. Yet, HYB's leadership is no stranger to high-stakes gambles. The company's meteoric rise has been built on bets that paid off, and on lessons learned when risks didn't. From investing early in digital fan platforms to pioneering the beyond-the-scene concept that turned ARMY into a global community, HYB has repeatedly proven adept at navigating shifting sands. Still, the current impasse represents a different breed of challenge, negotiating with an artist whose clout has grown so immense that even HYB must tread carefully. Leaked snippets of the proposed contract reveal a staggering scope of commitments: mandatory participation in 6 global brand campaigns per year, a 2-album minimum, and exclusive rights for a streaming documentary series. In return, the figures on paper promise record-breaking advances and unparalleled promotional support. But to Jungkook, these pages read like chains disguised as incentives. He's reportedly counteroffered a leaner deal, one that focuses on 2 solo releases, a self-directed music video series, and the freedom to embark on short creative retreats mid-year. It's a radical shift from the traditional idol contract, and it has HYB's legal team scrambling for precedent. Meanwhile, the clock marches on toward Jungkook's discharge date, June 18, 2025. Fans across time zones have set alarms and arranged live-watch gatherings, all eager to witness the moment history is made. Speculation runs rampant on social media. Some ARMYs theorize he will announce a surprise virtual concert hosted by BIGHIT within hours of stamping out of service. Others whisper of a cryptic pre-recorded message that will air on global news networks, teasing a solo project before anyone else hears a single note. These BTS comeback rumors spread like wildfire, fueling anticipation and fear in equal measure. But what if none of these scenarios come to pass? What if Jungkook opts for complete radio silence, drifting away from the public eye to recalibrate his artistry? The very thought sends ripples through the industry. Would HYB pivot to spotlight other BTS members, accelerating J-Hope's solo mixtape or Jin's acting debut? Or might they lean into new talent, attempting to fill the void left by their marquee star? The stakes are monumental, and the outcome remains shrouded in mystery. Across the globe, commentators dissect every nuance. In Los Angeles, a leading K-pop podcast speculates that Jungkook's decision could herald a seismic shift for idols worldwide, one that prioritizes mental health and creative autonomy over unrelenting output. In Tokyo, music critics point to the rising popularity of indie-style releases and DIY aesthetics, noting that fans crave authenticity as much as polished perfection. And in London, brand strategists warn that delaying Jungkook's contract signature could cost HYBE millions in sponsorships, partnerships, and merchandise pre-orders. Yet for all the financial calculus, there is an emotional core to this saga that defies spreadsheets. Jungkook's journey, from a bright-eyed teen trainee to the world's most streamed soloist, is etched into the hearts of millions. Every falsetto note he's sung, every pirouette he's executed on stage, every candid vlog moment has woven an intimate tapestry of memory. The golden maknae isn't just a performer, he's a companion in moments of joy and solace, a symbol of growth and resilience. To imagine him stepping away, or even asking for more breathing room, stirs a cocktail of pride, anxiety, and unwavering support among his fans. And so, as June unfolds with hypnotic intensity, one question unites everyone watching this unfolding K-pop drama. What will Jungkook do when the ink meets paper? Will he sign with HYBE, cementing a future that feels both grand and predetermined? Or will he pause, demand space, and perhaps even walk away, at least temporarily, from the institution that shaped his career? No matter the answer, the implications are profound. If Jungkook resigns, it will signal a renewed era of BTS dominance, with new music and tours promising to break every conceivable record. If he defers or designs his own contract, he may chart a new course for idols everywhere, championing individual vision over corporate mandate. And if he declines entirely, choosing a path of unexpected reinvention, it could very well be the story of 2025's most shocking K-pop epoch. Stay with us as this story continues to evolve. In the world of K-pop news 2025, few narratives capture the imagination like Jungkook's quest for autonomy. From contract negotiations to chart toppers, from military discharge to solo finales, one truth remains: when Jungkook moves, the world listens. And as the countdown to his next move accelerates, we'll be here, asking the questions, following the hints, and ready for the moment the silence is finally broken.